John Avenger once again, and welcome to another podcast. This is of another Disney movie. This time it's a Disney CGI animated movie that came out, not a Pixar film, in 2012. And that is the first Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, I haven't seen this in a while, and I want to do it because, you know, video games are part of Comic-Con, which is coming up in a few months, so excuse me. Plus, Pride Month is over, so I could do this now because Jane Lynch is in this movie. Her character's cool, though. Disney, I love a lot of the stuff they gave me, but man, they're so greedy and they're so lazy. And you know, guys know I'm right because they made 2 remakes this year, and they didn't need to. I think they should have just done 1. That's it, not 2. This is a lot of nostalgia for me because I played Donkey Kong when I was a kid. And I played Street Fighter. And I played Pac-Man. And I played Q*bert. John C. Reilly, yep. I'm gonna wreck it! This movie was awesome. This was before the Lego movie, by the way. And I prefer this over the Lego movie. Yeah, we should wreck it. That's what Disney did. They wrecked a lot of their classics. They made it... Yeah, Fix It Felix. I can fix it. It's cute. It's Jack McBrayer. Yeah, this is a nod to Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong, not Donkey Kong Country. I love video games. They've been a part of my life for my entire life since before my sister was born. When I was a kid, I played the Nintendo arcade machines, Game Boy, Super Nintendo, the N64. Yeah, they've been all a part of my life. 30 years ago again. Asteroids, I remember that game. Space Invaders. Food Fight, I remember that game. I didn't like it very much. Ninja Turtles, yep. Yeah, I was lucky to play a lot of arcade games as a kid. I get it. Dance Dance Revolution. There's Ryu and Ken. I remember playing that game a lot at home and in the theaters. And well, theaters had arcade machines. Metal Slug was my jam. Well, I never played Metal Slug because I wasn't a TurboGrafx 16 kid. I did play it, but I just didn't own one. I don't. This animation is great. I could download Metal Slug or play it on the Switch. I think they have they have a lot of they have a lot of games that you can download on the Switch and the Switch 2. And also, you know, they have a lot of compilation games. Poor Ralph. I feel for him. Yeah, I heard it's a banger. It's like Contra, but it's a little bit easier. This was like Toy Story for video game characters. Yeah, he's in an AA meeting for video game bad guys. There's Bowser before the Mario movie. You got the zombie. You got one of the ghosts from Pac-Man, M. Bison, Zangief, yes, and there's Robotnik. aka Eggman from. There's an. So the zombies I think are from House of the Dead. There's a Kano from Mortal Kombat. Yes, in a kids movie. This animation is stunning. This should have won Best Animated. I didn't hate Brave, but Brave was not the best animated film that year. This was, in my opinion. This just didn't win because it's in the cultural zeitgeist. That robot, I don't know what that robot is from. I like the sequel too because they have the Disney princesses. Yeah, no, that they don't have that character in this movie. I remember those sound effects. I remember those turbo controllers when I was a kid. That rhino, I don't know that rhino. This is one of the best animated movies Disney made in the past 10, 15 years. That's not Pixar. It's not Pixar. Yeah, one game at a time. Yeah, their little prayer chain. Yeah, I don't do that. I went to an MA, and that's good. I will never be good. You know what? So I'm not bad. Maybe we and the Wreck-It Ralph. I don't go to AA meetings. I don't drink. I don't need to. I don't need to spill my problems to a bunch of strangers. That's what Comic Con is for. It's very soothing. Yeah, look at the. That's cool that they have the Pac-Man look. It's a very creative movie. Sonic has a cameo in it. Mario kind of has a cameo in it. Yes, this is nostalgic because I used to play games all the time and I still do. My Switch is my best friend. I don't have the Switch 2. It just came out. There's not a lot of games for it, so I'd rather play the games on the Switch that I missed, or on the Super Nintendo, or the N64, or the PlayStation 4, or something like that. Grand Game Central Saves. Look at it. You got Chun-Li. You got Cammy. You got a flying dragon. Look at that. Absolutely creative. The dinosaur from Meet the Robinsons. Again, everybody that hated the Emoji Movie, this is the movie for you. This and Ralph Breaks the Internet. And I like Ralph Breaks the Internet. I enjoyed it. I know a lot of fans hated it, but I love it. Hello, John. Since this is a movie, Disney movie, I'll say this 100 times better than Wish. Yeah, because it's imaginative. Wish, the animation sucked, the singing was forgettable, and it was just the story was non-existent. It had to reference. It had to reference other movies because it couldn't have its own identity. This movie has its own identity. Frogger. Yeah, I remember Frogger. There's Sonic. Yay! Dig Dug. Yep, Sonic became a $1 million franchise. There's Cooper. The poor guy. He's cute. Yep, celebration. Woohoo! Celebrate good times. Come on. And the way they move is very Spider-Verse-y. You know, the way they move like this. Yeah. Because this and Spider-Verse have a thing in common. They're both in CGI. And they're movies for kids. Just remember that. Beyond is a kid's movie. We love you, Felix. He's basically Mario, except he's not, a plumber. And he's not Italian. So yeah, Filmmaster Adam hated this movie because of Vanellope. I'm like, I don't hate Sarah Silverman. I know she's controversial. I know she has a big mouth, but I don't hate her. There are worse actresses out there. Trust me. I know. Look at Amber Heard. She assaulted a man. I don't hate Vanellope. I think she's cute. She's a little girl voiced by a woman. That's been in media for years, guys. Every Loud House episode, cartoon wise, has a woman voicing the kids. They're not voiced by women, by little kids. They're voiced by women. That's okay with me. At least they're the right gender. There's Sonic again. I know. I didn't notice him. Also, the when they're fighting alien bugs is from Halo or Starship Troopers. It's funny how these characters do look like the actors. So Ralph has big Hulk hands. Yeah, the villain and the anti, because Ralph really and yeah. By the way, he's not the villain. Ralph is not the villain. The king is, because he's the one that took over Vanellope's game. So voiced by Alan Tudyk, because he worked for Disney a lot, but they wasted him in Wish. He's a goat that has a British accent that does says nothing funny. People judge because of a stereotype. Because the last Disney movie I did was Wally, and that was fantastic. One of their best Pixar movies. Of course, Ralph wrecks the cake. That is a cool looking cake. It's a giant skyscraper, like Rampage. Because in Donkey Kong, it's a construction site, but in a giant building, that's Rampage. See, I told you, I got video game knowledge like a mother, dude. I do. I love games. They kept me off of drugs and alcohol, so I think the Japanese deserve a thumbs up for that. They kept me away from all those controlled substances. I'm not a drunk hillbilly walking around Brooklyn going, "I remember when I was like this." No, Josh, it's not to make fun of you. It literally, there was a white guy, drunk, and his pants were falling, and he was, yeah. I can't be like that. I'm sorry. I don't drink. I like to clear my mind. John C. Riley's a good actor, man. Exactly. Just like Elsa, he's an anti-hero. Yeah, that's what worked in this movie. That's what worked in Frozen. They made the lead female character that the franchise is named after, Frozen, the not the villain, but the anti-hero. He was great in this movie, and I liked him in I didn't like a lot of his movies with Will Ferrell because I didn't see Talladega Nights or Step Brothers because I heard that were just mean spirited. But I did like him. He's always been a good actor. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Hey, it's Star Prince. At least he makes fun of him. He looks like Mario. Tapper, I don't think that was a real game. Games are my life, man. It may be a nerdy life, but it's my life. Trust me, during the pandemic, we couldn't go anywhere, so my games were my help. They were very soothing. Yeah, look at the references here. Yeah, get out of here, you disgusting. I hate bugs. There was Ryu. There's the mushroom from Mario. The Bring, that's from Metal Gear Solid. Zangief's underpants. Yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs in this movie, and I recognize most of them. Not all of them, mind you. There's the Halo suits, yeah. I never played Halo. See, they have to destroy alien bugs. I know this movie's not diverse, but it is what it is, guys. This was 2012. When the sequel came out, they had to put more black people, more minorities, more this and this and that. That's why they put all the Disney princesses, because half of them are of color, so. Because you put Mulan and Tiana, and they put, what's her face? Jasmine, yeah, because she's of color. Disney could be diverse, but don't force it. We don't want that. We didn't ask for that. That roach is disgusting. That is a Halo suit. They just can't mention Halo because it's not a kid's game. Don't let your kids play mature games. If they're adults, they can play it. But if they're kids, they should be playing games E for everyone. Maybe teens, but that's it. Call of Duty, yeah, Heroes Duty, they call it. Call of Duty and Halo, because they don't have those suits in Call of Duty. Oh, no. He's cute. He got a big nose, and they use Cooper much better here than in Pixels. Pixels, that's an insult. How dare you make him piss his pants? It's not funny. Yeah, Cooper is an arcade classic. Why would you make him piss it on the floor? You stupid writers. You see, the writers always are the ones that deserve a lot of the backlash for a film, not the director and not the and sometimes the producers when they get involved. It's mostly the writers. They're the ones that write the story and the dialogue. They don't have excuses. Oh, this is Stephanie Scott. Yeah, the girl. She was in Ant Farm. She was Lexi. This game looks awesome. Too bad it's a game that kids can't play. There's Jane Lynch. She's like Ripley from Aliens. It's like if Elsa cut her hair and became a... I love my mama! Yeah, again, a lot of people play these. I usually don't. I did play some when as a kid, like Star Wars Dark Forces. This is awesome. Look, that looks awesome. That is like a post-apocalyptic movie. If they made a Halo movie like this, it'd be awesome. Look at that. Wow. The animators must have had a ball with all this. Shoot him. It's like it's a little bit of Starship Troopers. Ralph is not a gunfighter. He's not a shoot fighter. You can't run away from your problems, Ralph. A beam in the sky. If you don't like the actor, fine, but don't blame the character, okay? Especially when it's for kids. She said Pussy Willows. Again, because it's a kids' movie. You're not going to hear F-bombs in this movie. In Starship Troopers, you do, because it's a R-rated film. And I saw the actors from Starship Troopers, a handful of them, not all of them. Jake Busey wasn't there, or Patrick Muldoon wasn't there. Sugar Rush. Ralph isn't there. I'm gonna wreck it, and he's not there. There's nothing to fix. The game is alive. He's not there. Oh, you can't. Ralph isn't there. Out of order. Check back with me tomorrow. That's happened. A lot of these old arcade machines, they go out of order. Gee, there's a black guy. No, that's Cubert. Ralph is in another game. Yeah, I remember Q-Bird. Every time he would get hit by one of those creatures on the steps, he would curse. Yeah, in little blurbs, but yeah. He was like, damn it. Ralph wants a medal. Because Vanellope, we knew they were gonna put a cute little girl here because Disney has to appeal to both little boys and girls. Even though most of this movie appeals to guys. Because we're gamers. We're the biggest gamers in the world. Girls do play. My sister plays video games, but not as much as I do. I know. She has Elsa's face. What do you expect? Of course, Jane Lynch is no Indina Menzel. Indina Menzel is beyond words when it comes to her voice. This is an awesome movie. I really wish that they would make more movies like this instead of remaking films and making sequels, or not even sequels, like original Pixar movies that are not making money because people don't care. People want the past. People want to be reminded of the nostalgic moments they had when they were kids. They don't care about the new. If they cared about the new, every movie would be a hit. They want to live in the past. I don't live in the past, guys. I've done podcasts for movies recently and films from the past. See, this guy's a black guy too. See, the movie's diverse enough. Why do you think people are seeing Superman? Because it reminds them of the past. And Jurassic World and Fantastic Four, because it's things from the past. The Bad Guys is a recent movie, you know, it wasn't from the past. Well, the original was a couple of years ago, but it's a good movie. 26 minutes in. Because they said do something original, and then when the movie bombs, what do you want? You know? Sinners was only a hit because, again, people love that director. And they like Michael B. Jordan. And it's diverse enough. Even though there's some people that shouldn't be in that movie, but whatever. I'll find out when I see that movie in July. Here's Ralph. That's straight out of Alien. Or it's like Metroid. The Metroids that get on you, yeah. There's he's in Sugar Rush. This is where we meet Vanellope, about 30 minutes in. Poor Ralph. This is why he meets up with Vanellope. He didn't want to meet her. He just went into her game. This is Mario Kart mixed with Candyland. It's a beautifully animated sequence. It's absolutely stunning. I'm not even a big Mario Kart fan. I play it sometimes, but he's doing all of this for a medal, which I get it. People love to get platinum trophies on the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One. The Switch, no, I just want to play the game and finish it, finish the story. That's what I do for every game, whether it's a platformer, an RPG, or whatever. I want to go all the way to the end. There she is, nasally Sever Silverman. Again, she doesn't bother me, guys. If you hate Jews, you're racist. Okay, I don't want to hear it. Her and Gal are not the problem with cinema. They're chosen. You're not. So shut up. Yeah, you know what that means? They're better than you. They were chosen for a reason. They've been through a lot worse than you did. You didn't go through the Holocaust. You didn't go through, segregation. You didn't go through, hatred for no reason. You didn't go through any of that. If you didn't go through that, you don't know what it feels like. Stop being racist. No. The hobo's not in this movie. She's a kid. So if it annoys you, that's your fault. It's a kid voiced by a woman. Again, every episode of The Loud House, guys. Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents, even The Simpsons. They were Spart was voiced by a woman for this whole time. Really. Not a gold coin. It's a medal. It's not a gold coin. That's Mario. It's a medal. If she was voiced by a child, you would still complain because people complain about everything. Riley is voiced by a girl, not a 30-year-old. She has candy in her hair. Yeah, she glitches. Like Stitch and Lilo and Stitch too. And I will kill you. No, that's Taken, not this movie. Those little angels, I don't know what they're from. I never played that game. I played I guess it's Kid Icarus maybe, I don't know. They can't do a Wreck-It Ralph 3 because Mario exists now and that movie made $1 billion. The 2023 movie. I know. I had COVID and I beat it. Hey, look, Disney Princesses. It is a Disney movie. Of course. T- Tough women always have to have a. They always have to have a dark backstory. Look at Shadow. You know, a woman or a man, it doesn't matter. Yep, her husband the be what got eaten on the day of her wedding, kind of like Kill Bill, but for kids. You know, that scars people when they don't get married and they're like, and their spouse to be gets killed. Yeah, but trust me, I wouldn't marry Jane Lynch. I never watched Glee. I hated it. When that came out, I avoided it because it's too gay for me. Yes, I can say that now. That show was way too gay for me. It was like High School Musical. Let's put LGB characters that have nothing to do with high school. They just force it in there, and that was before, you know. Here we go, the race. Look at all those candies. They're so cute. There's Mindy Kaling. Yes, she voices a white girl. Again, it's just a voice, guys. Let it go. Stop being so blindly prejudiced. I don't like British people because they sound drunk, okay? And there's no Brits in this one. The second one there is. King, yeah, the King. King Candy. Hello, everybody. Alan Tudyk. Sounded like Mad Catter from Alice in Wonderland. I'm the man emoji. This is a cute movie. It's definitely for kids. You saw Cookies. This movie's so colorful and cute and bright. Perfect for kids. But I don't want a third one. Turbo-tastic. Poor Ralph. Minty Zaki. Candlehead. It's not a name. Anakin Skywalker? No, I'm sorry. That's Phantom Menace. Von Schweetz. You saw their donuts. A donut and an eclair. This movie's fun, man. Love this movie. And yes, I love this movie. Because not just the animation, but also the video game references. Hulk smash! I'm sorry. Again, that's another Disney property that they haven't used in a while. Still looks better than She-Hulk. My sister played Vanellope in a play once. It's movies like this that paved the way for movies like Mario and Detective Pikachu and the Sonic movies. Because this came out years before those. These animators, they deserve all the credit because they're the ones that made this movie so fun. Because even if you have good writing, if you have terrible animation, people are gonna be taken out of it. It was good. They're good. She's cute, man. Yes, that's the voice of Disgust in the first Inside Out movie, which came out 2012 is when Disney doesn't have to force gay agendas. Yeah, you don't need it. Kids movies, like I said, kids don't care about sexual preferences. Oreo, this is funny. Yeah, Wizard of Oz. Oreo. Get it? Oreo. Oreo. That's a funny gag, man. That's hilarious. Is that the president's thing? Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Wreck-It Ralph? It's funny. I never seen someone at Comic-Con dress up like that. Here? Going turbo. Get it? This animation is just, I love this animation so much. See, people, this is how people feel about Spider-Verse. I'm sorry. This animation looks way better. It doesn't look glitchy and it's not shoved in my face like this. I think those movies are good, but they're overrated. I'm going to do podcasts for them because I have to get into character to play Miles at Comic-Con, but that's about it though. But I don't think, oh my God, these are the greatest Spider-Man movies in the world. If it wasn't for the Sam Raimi movies, they wouldn't have happened. They had to work first. Those movies had to work first before we got to the animated ones. Overrated doesn't mean it's a bad movie. I said the same thing about the Nolan Batman movies. Because they're good. They're good movies, but they're just too long. Yeah, I'm a ripoff of Mad Hatter from the Alice in Wonderland. Oh, you. T. Yeah, that's who they definitely got the voice from. Devil dogs, get it? I know those things. Great, yeah. I know those the Drake's sweets. You see Darth Vader? That's funny. Again, they wouldn't put Star Wars references until the next movie, but it's the stupid baby stormtroopers that we don't care about. Because Disney's like, look at all the stuff that we have. I know, and a lot of it failed. She made that with one of those wafer cookies. This racer has a peanut butter cup in her head. These are women. They're not little girls. Because little girls, it's hard to get them on a set. Guys, child labor laws. That means kids and teenagers under 18 can't be on set for very long. That's why they cast adults. Because they could be on set for hours and don't have to worry. Even at a recording booth. I know I've been in a recording booth before. And I've recorded my voice many times. And I've been in a TV production as well. It's a lot of work. They're pulling a Cinderella on her. See? John C. Riley carries this movie. He really does. What are you looking at? She's cute, man. It's a medal, not a coin. It's not that kind of duty. It's Duty. Again, that's what we had to do during the pandemic. You know, this movie is living proof that actors are not perfect. Yeah, I hate to say it, but they're not, guys. Even when they make a good movie, there's nothing. No, nothing is perfect. I love Scarlett Johansson. I would put her on a pedestal. But Jurassic World, a lot of people are not. They're not warming up to it. They're like, it's going to make a ton of money, but is it going to be as good as the first one? No. No, I don't want her voice as Amy Rose. I want somebody new. Mainly a cutesy Eva Carlton kind of voice. That's why they can't do a romance in this movie because it's a little girl and a grown man. So she has four fingers. How does she have 4 fingers and Ralph has 5? This, these visuals are just fantastic. I love being sucked into this world of video games. And I wasn't a kid when this came out. It was 2012. I was in my 20s when this came out. I saw it in the theater. I was like, this is awesome. I love this. But theaters were better back then. Now they're expensive and they sell out movies and don't even tell you about it. So screw you, Regal, for taking my time and my money. You're not getting any more of my money this year in any movies that are coming out. Backstory. Turbo-tastic. That's the villain. He got mad. All of this out of jealousy. No, I've seen better. Yep. Turbo-tastic. Mm-hmm. Was this predictable? Yeah. Oh, this is the laughing candy, yeah. Quicksand. You can't hop out. Yep, they start laughing. Laffy Taffy. I don't like getting hit. I don't like getting hit. Women and guys who are acting too, but they're not always perfect. No one's perfect. I want a cute voice for Amy Rose. I don't want a 50-year-old woman. I want somebody young, because Amy Rose is supposed to have a youthful voice, not an old woman's voice. This is the only romance in the movie because it's 2 adults, consenting adults. Of course, she's no Elsa. When Elsa came out after this, I'm like, yeah, that is the single most beautiful Disney princess I have ever seen in my life. Like, period. And then Queen, at the end. Yeah. I mean, look at her, guys. This movie is a feast for the eyes. It's 49 minutes in, so we're about halfway through the film. Cart Bakery. So cocoa, sugar, and flour. This is like a wet dream for Hershey Park. Jeeves. Yeah, like in Mario Kart. Hey, Disney does the same thing. Am I right? I like mini games. They do a lot of creative ideas. That's why this movie made a lot of money. Yep, he got it all over. 5 seconds. Again, a lot of people love this movie. It was the best animated film. There's nothing else that came close. Because I like the Lorax, and I enjoyed. I thought Brave, the third act, definitely saved it, but this movie was way better. Santa Claus? Well, it is Christmas in July. Made by Vanellope and Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, his voice worked for me. Papa Santos in Emperor's New School, that was so irritating. I'm like, Santa doesn't have a high pitched voice like that. He's not thin, and he doesn't talk like this. No, that's terrible. That just grated on my nerves. It's the worst Santa Claus I've ever seen, because he's not even called Santa Claus. It's called Papa Santos. Because get it? Because it's Spanish. No, that's another movie that I won't be doing this month because it's 3.5 hours or 4 hours if you see the extended cut. If I do that, I have to do it in parts. No way am I doing a 4 hour movie. It's a portal. Why? Because she's a kid. In her code. Hmm. I get it. He has anime hair. That's exactly what they do. That's Mentos inside of a Diet Coke. You know what happens, right? Explosions. It's science. I love Mentos. I love. They're so tasty. Yep. Mentos, the fresh maker. I used to love those commercials when I was a kid, man. They were the best commercials about mints I've ever seen. Not Mentos, yeah. Sarah's voice is alluring as well as Gal's. Yeah, exactly. I don't have a problem with them. They don't ruin the movie for me. They had to put a little kid in the movie. Kid. Yeah, this movie struck a chord with people. Mm-hmm. He's building. He's building a road. Kids are not supposed to drive. They want to be prejudiced because people are just insecure about seeing. Oh, this. You know, the cinema. You know, cinema's not run by white people, right? There's a lot of different people that win Oscars. Yeah, we've had Asian and black directors win for best picture. So I do not want to hear, oh, it's all about white people. No, it's not. Because Parasite won for best picture. That's not even in English. It's a Korean film. So suck on that, Prime Prejudice people. To miss it too. 58 minutes in. Candy wafers. Mentos. The Fresh Maker. That really looks cool. The Kingdom of Sugar Rush. At least this villain, we don't sympathize with him. He's the villain of the movie. Because they wanted to make Ralph the villain, but he's a very sympathetic character. He wants a medal so he can live in a nice place. I get it. Progressing. Not living in the same, boring lifestyle. Yep, there's the NES. Yep, the NES controller. Yep. Again, I have that system, so I know what that is. That raised me. My parents raised me, and Nintendo raised me when I was a kid. That's the Contra code. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA star. It's the Konami code, but it was mostly for Contra. It worked for a lot of Konami games. This reminds me of Space Jam: A New Legacy when they're in the serververse. You don't have to feel sorry for the villains. They have to get what's coming to them. That's why we see these movies and shows. He's blushing. Yep, and she has a flashback. Why would she have a flashback? It doesn't make any sense. And he dies. Don't worry, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna I'm not gonna call anybody at Comic Con that because then they'll look at me strange. Or they'll slap me. I don't know. Not dynamite. You don't call a girl dynamite because again, they're not a stick of wood that blows up. I'd rather say they're fire than they're dynamite. Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, he sounds like the man emoji. This animation is fantastic, man. Like I said, it's one of their best animated films that's not Pixar. Because these colors just blow up in your face, man. We're an hour into the movie, so we're like two-thirds of the way through. If kids knew that who the voices were of these movies, they wouldn't believe it. They're like, wait a minute. Vanellope is voiced by a woman, not a little girl. Again, because she's cute. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, Caitlyn is going to be in Godzilla Supernova, and I'm fine with it. See, they have an existential crisis in a Disney movie, but it worked in Toy Story. It doesn't always work, but yeah, they do. We don't. Got to put the air back on after this because I wanted to hear the movie. It's not that hot today. It's like in the 70s, but it's still very humid. Made by Vanellope and Ralph. You're my here. Taking a chance. Yeah, she's waited long enough. Yeah. Eva, Lexi, Annika, and Sophia. Yeah, they're too talented to be wasted doing nothing. I want them to be in something else. Mm. 'Yep, he has to wreck the art. Mm-hmm. It's made of candy. You can make another one. Burn. Yeah, she's not as cute as Agnes from the Despicable Me movies because she did way more. I mean, that little girl is the cutest, one of the cutest little girls in any animated film, and she was voiced by a little girl in the first two, and then later they recast her a couple of times. But yeah, that's what they were probably going for before Despicable Me came. Well, after Despicable Me came out, like we got to have our own Agnes. So let's just put the air on because I'm dying. Ooh, I'm dying. 70 minutes it's in. Yeah, this movie doesn't overstay its welcome. See again. This is the third act where they realize that, yeah. See, we get it. We get it. You know, there's a bigger meaning behind the movie and all that. I get it. See, Vanellope's already one of the racers in the game. So he lied. You know, the King Candy lied. He's like, oh, she's not one of the starters. I'm like, yes, she is. Cough drop. Exactly. That's a good question. See, the King Candy's a he's gonna lick him. Trust me, I would do I would do that to a girl if I had consent. Mm-hmm. He says, I'll lick you. Yes, John C. Riley said that in a kids movie. See, easy for kids to understand. You put them inside of a Zelda treasure chest. Yeah, they don't mention Zelda because again, Nintendo only had some of their properties in here, and Sega. Get it? That's a Predator reference. Yeah, he lied. He said that also break the game, and there's a lot of characters in this movie, but they work because there's not 45 of them. Some of them are just cameos and side characters. Jane Lynch is a side character, but she works because she's kind of a cool character. She fights and she's tough, but she is active in the movie. She's not just there for strong women and female superiority. No, this isn't Ghostbusters 2016. With that is a cool line. No, he made it bigger. Oh yeah. I'm not talking to you. That's a slight accent, yeah, southern accent. The thing is, Felix is underused in the sequel. Him and Jane Lynch are not in the film that much. It's mostly Ralph and Vanellope and. Hmm. John C. Riley, you are good in movies. It's just bad scripts. You can't save it. Look at Holmes and Watson. That's a terrible movie, and he was in that after this. You thought he would learn his lesson. Oh, look, they do the same thing to Elsa in Frozen. Of course, that's a better movie because Elsa got over. Elsa's a universal icon. Vanellope's known for most people, but she's not as popular as Elsa. Not even close. Now we get to the race. It's the final part of the movie. In Mario, the cart scene was like the middle of the film. There's the candy, assorted fans with nuts. Marshmallows. Yep, here we go. It's like the pod race from Phantom Menace, except a lot more colorful. Yes, like Anakin, that his pod race busted before they even got off the ground. Gumballs. This movie is fantastic, man. It's not perfect. I think so. We've seen this kind of story done before. You know, the bad guy wanting to be good again. Megamind, Despicable Me. We've seen it. It was done before this, but it's the execution that was done well. This easily could have been just an hour and 40 minute eye candy movie, and that's it, and with no substance. It has substance, and it works. That's why this got a sequel. Emoji Movie did not, so we can move on with our lives. And I'm seeing this alone because my mom is not a big fan of cartoons. She thinks that they're for kids only. That's wrong, because Invincible is not for kids. Or Creature Commandos, or Harley Quinn, or Rick and Morty. Cherry Bomb. Well, I gotta eat something, though. Let me. Yep, she burned her candle. Hold on. Nope, it multiplied. Bugs multiply. See, she's awesome. She has that gun. As a gamer, this movie's definitely it gave me a fix. No pun intended. Okay. I couldn't wait to see the sequel. I didn't see the sequel in the theater, but I did see it on Disney Plus. Drop. This looks like Rainbow Road. Kids get spoiled nowadays. They really do. He looks like Speed Racer. Turbo-tastic! Yes. Reprogram this world. Yeah, Alan Tudyk is great. Monkey milk. I don't know. A bug. That's not the end. Because we got... It's 82 minutes. Okay, I almost got it. My land, not my Lanta. It's almost done now. She does in the sequel because the steering wheel's broken. He has to sacrifice himself. Mm-hmm. It's a really good scene. I'm glad that he's the hero of the story because it's his movie, Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, wink, wink. Yeah. Alan Tudyk really is a great villain. And they keep him a villain. They don't turn him... He's not an anti-hero. It is. That's a really good scene. This is the Buzz Lightyear flying scene at the end of Toy Story. And that's good. It'll be good. That's not bad. It'll be the me. Yeah, hell yeah, that's right. See, Disney, you don't have to preach. Give us a line like that. Give us the moment of truth. That's what we want. We don't want I'm a man, so I could do anything. No, we don't need that. Here, he quotes the thing he said in the beginning of the film, and it works. It's so good, man. Throw these socks away because they're throw these socks in the hamper because they got juice all over them. It's a good movie, man. It's a really good movie. One of my favorites of 2012. Of course, the Avengers came out the same year, and that was an ultimate thrill of my life. There's no doubt about it. See, you don't have to preach. Message received. Uh, you're a bug. Excuse me. Yeah, I like chocolate. Me too. Yep, Hershey Park is one of the greatest theme parks in the world. Yep, he kissed her. I would do that to Elsa because I like girls. Jane Lynch likes men. Well, she is bisexual, so it does count a bit. She has that haircut too. She's a princess. That comes out of nowhere, but again, it is Disney. You're gonna do that. She's wearing the little dress. That's cute. Of course, Elsa's still better because again, a year later, $1 billion hit, guys. This movie did not make $1 billion because it was a very competitive 2012. This came out the same month as the last Hunger Game. Well, no, the Hunger Games was 2012. Yeah, no, it was the last Twilight movie, and then in December we had The Hobbit. No, this is a kids movie. There's no execution. It's a kids movie. That's Mindy Kaling, yeah. She's fine. I don't like Velma. I thought Velma was one of the worst cartoons ever made, but I didn't have to watch it. I like that donut. Yeah, I miss arcades. They have them in some places, but they're not as frequent as they used to be. Because they have them in theme parks usually. And they have some arcade machines in Target or Best Buy. Yeah. It's a kids movie. They're gonna have some toilet humor in it. Finish. Yeah. This movie is still. And how short? How long is the movie? An hour and 30 some minutes, not 2.5 hours. Me too. One game at a time. Bonus level. There's Cubert. Retro. Yes, exactly. I live for it. Of course, you don't use quarters anymore to play games. You use game cards. Yeah, he's cute. I like him. Why aren't? Why weren't you wearing shoes? I wore shoes at my brother's wedding. Of course, they have people. That's funny. They have lasers all over the windows. I didn't cry at my brother's wedding. That's cute. It's a good message for kids. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen this movie, see it on Disney Plus. That was Wreck-It Ralph. What an awesome freaking movie, man. I love this movie so much. And I love this song. Bear with me, guys. 93 minutes. Rich, one director to When Can I See You Again? And the song for you. Don't close your eyes, cause your future's very defined. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome to the rhythm of the night. Something in the air they can't deny. Oh, I love this movie. Thank you, Disney. Also, the screenplay written by Jennifer Lee, who did Frozen. But got to go. Life is way too short to take it slow. But before I want to hit the glow, I gotta know. Where can we see this again? Oh, they did this again. Where can we see you again? Where can we do this again? I gotta know. When can I see you again? I love this movie so much, man. Thank you, Disney. Thank you for giving me a piece of nostalgia in my adulthood. Get some mountains you haven't climbed. Just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome to the rhythm of the night. Something in the air you can't deny. It's a great song. I love it. So uplifting after this awesome movie. The Street Fighter, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep, you saw that was Blanca. Great cast, great writing, amazing animation, funny. It's got everything that you could want. A cliche plot you've seen, but it makes up for it with great visual storytelling and a nice message about, accepting yourself. Even when the world says you're something, you could be something better. I love this movie so much, man. So good. And that song should have gotten an Oscar nomination. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome to the rhythm of the night. There's something in the air that you can't deny. What before I say goodbye? Thank you, Cash. Sarah Silverman, John C. Riley, Mindy Kaling, Alan Tudyk, all you guys. You guys did not disappoint me. This is fun right now. I got to go. Life is way too short to take it slow. But before I gotta hit, it's a great cast. There's no one in this cast that I don't like. Yeah, we'll see you again. We'll do a podcast for the sequel sometime in the summer or the fall. So that was Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, I love this movie so much, man. When I saw this in the theater, I was like, wow, that was awesome. That was one of the best movies I saw in the theater that year after Avengers. But thanks for watching, guys. Acknowledge me, and I'll see you. Well, I won't be doing a podcast tomorrow. I need a day off. I'll see you on the 4th of July. I'll do Rocky 3, so see you then.